What is up, folks? This is Eddie Eds. This is the Epstein Files. I'm broadcasting live from DCA at Washington Ronald Reagan International Airport, talking about Ghislaine Maxwell's Vanity Fair connection and Jeff Epstein's long shadow, analyzing some work by investigative journalist Conchita Sarnoff. But Maxwell, who I've discussed before about her connection to Vanity Fair via Vicky Ward, who sat on the story for some 20 odd years, even tipping off the FBI about, tipping off Ghislaine Maxwell about the fact that Maria Farmer had gone to the FBI. Quick update on Maria Farmer from today. She actually deleted her Twitter account. I guess she was receiving some threats and harassment from several people, so that caused her to delete her account there. So that being said, this was at a Vanity Fair Oscar party, and you can see Maxwell there with the infamous Harvey Weinstein giving him a hug. And this was years after Vanity Fair published the expose detailing Mr. Epstein, the talented Mr. Epstein, which I think was by Vicky Ward. This was in West Hollywood in March 2014. Maxwell seen smiling in a series of photos, even posing alongside Elon Musk. The party was thrown by Vanity Fair's then editor-in-chief, Graydon Carter, who acts the story about Epstein on behalf of People's Unknown, but that media outlet, again, would have been Vanity Fair, who would have released it. And Graydon Carter was also at the helm in 2002 when the magazine refused to run an interview with Annie Farmer, again, one of the four witnesses who appeared in the trial. And Ward last week revealed a transcript of Maxwell angrily demanding that that Vanity Fair nix the interview about the piece on Epstein. And again, Ward has been very generous with her descriptions of both Epstein and Maxwell. She never denied being friends with Maxwell when I confronted her at the trial. And that video is still on my Twitter. And in this O2 article, Epstein bragged about his connections to Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew, and other powerful men, calling Ghislaine his best friend. Ward last week said it was her eternal regret the fair. Vanity Fair refused to run the interview with Farmer and Maria after I interviewed her at the trial. So that's interesting timing on that one. Now that people are catching wind of Vicky Ward and kind of how she works, now saying, quote, "I submitted the story to my bosses at Vanity Fair with the Farmer's description of events and a general denial from Epstein and Maxwell included. I did my journalistic duty, telling both sides of the ugly story, but Vanity Fair had other plans," she wrote. And I also wanted to briefly touch on this piece by Mitzi Perdue of Psychology Today, talking about Conchita Sarnoff's research on child sex trafficking, and pointing out that Prince Andrew's loss of royal titles, charity roles, and military affiliations has only happened twice before in the last 100 years, with King Edward VIII losing his titles when he abdicated in 1936, and Prince Diana losing hers when she divorced Prince Charles in 1996. So I wanted to bring up this dinner she attended, Conchita Sarnoff did, in Mexico City in 2006 with the Mexican former foreign minister, startling her with an accusation saying, "You Americans are a bunch of hypocrites. You traffic weapons, illicit drugs, and now you're stealing our children." And that brought her into contact with Deborah Sigmund, who's the founder of an anti-trafficking organization, Innocence at Risk. And she met up with a 12-year-old who had been trafficked, which she later felt a connection to. So in addition to that, she finished her 2008 book, Traffic King, about Epstein, with 27 publishers turning her down. And the executive director now of Alliance to Rescue Victims of Trafficking, Conchita Sarnoff, isn't sure why her book repeatedly sparked enthusiasm, but wound up being rejected. Finally got published in 2021. If people want to check that out. So I really got a buzz here, people. I got a jet. Literally, I'm going to catch this this flight. So stay frosty, and we'll see everybody